In this video, I'm showing you my top 5 cheap and easy green screen music video effects for Premiere Pro. Hello and welcome guys, ArmaganVideos here. In this video, you're going to see my top 5 cheap and easy green screen music video effects for Premiere Pro. I'm going to show you each effect and how to combine them together to create even more effects. And you can get motivation or inspiration from these effects to enhance your own videos or projects or whatever you kind of have right there. This is not a regular tutorial, it's more like a showcase, and I'm going to show you how I've created these effects and what they consist of. And I'm also going to show you on how to get a nice and clean key, or how to key out your footage, like getting rid of the green screen, so you can apply these effects without making them look terrible. And yeah, I'm going to show you how to create these effects one after another, so you can actually see how you're just creating this one effect, but then you can combine them to create even more effects so they look awesome together. And I'm also going to show you a project, or maybe you have seen it in the intro already, on how you can use these to kind of sync it up to your music and really create just one video from your bedroom or wherever you have this $50 green screen. You can create a whole video just with this one green screen, a bit of light and a good camera. Please make sure to comment, like and subscribe, and make sure to suggest me some more tutorials on Facebook. Also make sure to enable that little bell right under this video so you get notified whenever I upload a new video, because subscribing nowadays is almost completely useless. YouTube doesn't send out notifications to most of my subscribers, so the views are kind of low right now, but I'm still going to make videos, of course, because I want to help out people. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to create these videos, and I'm also learning a lot by myself while creating these videos. These effects don't need a big introduction, so without further ado, let's jump straight into Premiere Pro. So there we are in Premiere Pro, and as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, first of all, I'm going to show you how to key out the green screen out of your footage to kind of make these effects work, because all the effects shown in this video are basically based on green screen footage. So yeah, this is very necessary. So let's say you've got your green screen footage right here, just like mine, and you can click on it just like that, and then you can go to the effects. Mine are on the top right here. Usually they're somewhere between here, or you just go to Window, Effects, and choose this. But make sure to select your footage, then go into the effects panel and type in Ultra key. Then drag this effect on your footage right here, and you can see that it popped right into the effect control panel. And well, it's very self-explanatory and actually very easy to do, but you're just going to need your key color. You're grabbing that eyedropper tool and selecting a color that's right next to your protagonist or yourself or whoever you shot this with. And now click on here, select this color, and it's already perfectly keyed out. Of course, this effect will work better when your green screen footage is without any problems. Like mine is very well lit. There are almost no shadows except behind my body right here, and there are no weird lines going on the green screen. And yeah, there's also not much green on my body right here, maybe just my cap a little bit, but yeah, we can fix this with the settings given into in this tool. And let's enable it again. You can see it actually turns it to a black background, but basically it's transparent. And if you go to matte generation, you can go to the shadow effect, because if we drop in a background behind our footage or under our footage, you can see that there's kind of a vignette going on right here. And you will see once I turn down the shadows for our footage right here, you can see how it's gone. And make sure to bring the shadows down to 0, so the whole green background is really gone. This may add some transparency to the black areas, just like my cap. It's a bit transparent now, but then you can tweak the transparency in the matte generation tab right here. There's also a matte cleanup, because maybe you have some green spill and all of this going on the edges of your protagonist. Then you can crank up the choke and kind of get rid of the edges right there, and then you can also soften it to make it more realistic looking. And yeah, that's basically it. All you need to do to kind of get a great key is have a nice footage, use the Ultra key effect in Premiere Pro, drop it on your footage, and then play with the settings right here until you get a great result. And you can fix a lot of problems with these tabs right here. Also, the spill suppression is very nice. And yeah, once you got this, you are armed to create the effects that I'm going to show you in the following. Alright, so don't get distracted by all the action that's going on in here in this composition or sequence. It's actually very easy. We got 4 scenes right here, and all of them are having my effects that I've mentioned in the beginning implemented in them. First of all, we got this scene right here, then we got this one, this, and that one. For cuts or 4 shots with different effects in them. And all of them contain my 5 effects that I've mentioned. So the first shot right here is very basic, and it has this blue multiplied color matte over it or on top of it to kind of put myself in a blue room, or as if the director has used a blue light. And yeah, I really like this effect. Actually, you may have seen it in your intro. It looks really nice and kind of gives it a official look. And if you add some grain, it looks even more realistic. But let's break it down first of all. Well, as you can see, there's the cut for the shot, and this is all needed to create this shot. And here we got a dark gray matte, very easy. It's just a gray matte. You can go to here, click on this little icon, then select color matte, click OK, and then select your gray color and basically just drag it in here. That's what I did with the dark gray. Why did I do this? It is because if you toggle the transparency, you can see that if I wouldn't have made it, it would be very bright in the background, and that's too much for me. So I've kind of created this to make it more dark. And yeah. Next up, we got my green screen footage. And if we turn everything off above it, you can see that this is my footage right here. On the footage itself, I got the ultra key again. So I'm getting rid of the green screen. Then I've got the black and white. Then the RGB curves to give it a bit more contrast. And for the RGB curves, I'm just bringing down the lows a little bit so it's more darker, or the shadows. Because if you bring them up, you can see how the shadows get, or the darks get really bright, and I wanted to crank them down a little bit so it's more contrasty in this area. Yeah, that's all to it. Very easy, just drag these 3 effects on it and you get this right here. And if you enable this one and disable the black and white, you can see how much contrast there's actually in there, and that's why I'm using the black and white on my footage itself. If you enable it, it looks way more flatter, and yeah, I really like it. Next up, for the blue multiplied layer, I've got a color matte again, same as the dark gray, just another color. And then make sure to select the blue multiplied once you've dragged it into your into the sequence. Then go to opacity, and I've changed the blend mode to multiply, which gives you this effect right here, which looks the best in my opinion. And well, for the end, I've just got a adjustment layer that you can create by clicking on this new item icon, adjustment layer. Okay, then you got it right in here, but I'm just going to delete it because I don't want to make this too full right here. And then drag it on top of this, go to your effects, type in crop, drag this onto your adjustment layer, and then you get this option right here. And all I did is basically give it 10% for the top. As you can see, you can drag it along, but I'm just cropping 10% for the top, 10% for the bottom, and you get this nice letterbox effect right here. Yeah, that's all there is to it for the first effect, which is very basic, and you can also change up the colors on the fly. You can make it red real quick, you can kind of cut in between, you can do a lot with this. Alrighty, the next shot is this money shot right here, pew pew pew. And basically the same again, I got the dark gray color matte in the background. Then I've got footage from money that's falling. You can find such footage on most of the platforms where you can buy footage, or maybe there's even free one, but I really enjoyed this. You can use fire, you can use rain, you can use whatever you want to. Explosions, just put it in the background to kind of give the shot a bit more room and to express that current scene, so it really helps or adds to it, because maybe I was rapping about money right now and then there's money falling in the background, and this really adds to the effect then. So let's turn on my footage again, here the same again. I've nested this footage, and if you click on here you can see that this is just my normal footage, ultra key, RGB curves, black and white. Let's quickly change this position so it's continuous with the footage before. And then I've right clicked this and went to nest, then I've nested this. So now I can apply the echo effect. It's really important that you nest the footage if you applied a black and white filter on it, or otherwise there may be a bug that you won't see the echo effect working. So just nest it up, put the echo effect on this, and these are my settings, because as you can see right here, my actual footage is being duplicated in the background, or even 3 copies, and they're jumping around at a different time, which is due to an offset right here, the echo time and the decay. And this leads to a cool effect as if there would be multiple persons. But yeah, look at this, looks really nice actually, I really like it. And yeah, that's the echo effect to kind of create multiple copies of myself. And then there's the blue multiplied color matte on it again. Very basic, I've showed it to you in the first effect, and the crop as well. So this is very easy as well, but the shot looks way better than the first one actually, because here you got something in the background going on. You've got myself or the protagonist multiplied multiple times or copied multiple times and then offset by a certain amount of time. And yeah, look at this, the shot looks really full. It could be right off a music video from, I don't know, big productions. If you add some more film grain, which you can find in the internet, just Google it, 4K film grain. You can add even a Hollywood effect to it, kind of, so it looks really professional. And this is all done in one single room with a green screen worth $50. And yeah, it's stunning actually what you can create these days with a low budget. And well, the next shot is basically the scale up and invert effect. I've got my footage right here. Of course, we are using Ultra Key black and white RGB curves again to cut out the green screen, to make it more flat and then bring the contrast down a little bit. And then I've copied this footage right here. You can just hold down Alt and drag it somewhere so it creates a copy. And I've bring it right under my normal copy right here. You can see this is me, the normal footage. Then I bring it down. This is the background. And I went to the motion tab right here and I've put the scale to 250% to make it really big in the background. And then I've used a effect called Invert Video Effects, channel Invert. Don't use the audio effect, that's not going to work, of course. Drag the invert effect onto your footage in the background and it's going to invert your footage, because if you just leave it like this, it looks really, I don't know, looks really boring and unprofessional kind of, but if you invert it, it gives it a really nice effect. I don't know why it gives you this effect. It's really just looking great. And yeah, I didn't do much actually. And I've got the Ultra Key on here again. I don't even put the RGB curves and the black and white on it. It's just the invert, and that's very easy. But it looks awesome actually. And well, for the last shot, we got this one right here, and this is very easy to explain actually. We got my footage right here again, me as a protagonist in front of the green screen. Then we got fire stock footage in the background, which you can find everywhere. It's all over the place on YouTube and on Google. You can just download some fire footage, bring it into the background of your normal green screen footage. And then we got an adjustment layer right here to invert the whole composition or the whole sequence, because if I turn it down, you can see it actually looks like this. But I've turned it on, so I'm actually inverted now. Plus my fire has a black and white on it, so it's not getting the colors, the red inverted to blue. It really should get inverted to either very white colors or super dark colors. And yeah, for the background, in the first part or for the first half, there's actually nothing. There's a black background, as you can tell in the background itself. And for the second half, there's the dark gray color matte again. And due to the invert effect, it gets really bright, and yeah, it adds to the effect as well, because if you turn off the dark gray color matte, you can see it's really boring and the black effect is there for too long. But if you switch it up in the middle, you can see that it's really nice, and yeah, it kind of adds to the effect again. Alright, so this is it for the 5 effects. Very fast, cheap and easy. You can just throw it into your project right now. You can take your clients, throw them in a room with a $50 green screen, set up 2 lights or so to kind of light up the green screen very well. Then use your camera, zoom in so that you don't get no corners in the green screen, and just watch this tutorial and kind of create a nice video with the next level look. Because most people are just shooting regular footage, which is super fine as well, but you can throw some extra effects in between and the clients will really appreciate the work, because this looks really official. And yeah, I hope I could give you some inspiration for the effects or motivation to create your own video now and try it out as well. And you can even combine these effects to sync them up with your music, as you've seen it in the beginning, or maybe I'm going to show it to you right now. And yeah, you can actually do a lot with it. I really like them, and that's not the end. I've got many more effects, but if you want to see more, just write down in the comments below hashtag more from ArmaganVideos, and I'm going to show you more effects for your music video production. I really like to help you guys out. I just need to see that there's actually an interest in them. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment, like and subscribe. Enable the little bell under this video so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. I don't want to repeat this all the time. So yeah, until the next video, ArmaganVideos.